Have you been playing guitar for a while and you're like, man, I don't know, I don't seem to be getting any better? Are you a beginner and you're just completely lost and you don't know what to do? Hit me up for a one-on-one consultation. Friends, Brian here for Yes You Can Play Guitar, and last week I did my third reaction video to an amazing Japanese band called Lovebites. This band is quite amazing. They blew me away with their virtuosity, how amazing they are musically, their songs, their technical prowess, and their on-stage performance. So now, a thing I've started now on my channel is if I have a reaction video where I get over 1,000 views and over 50 comments, I will do a reading your comments video, because I appreciate you guys checking out my channel. I appreciate you guys subscribing. I appreciate the people who take it a step further and support me on Patreon. Because believe me, a lot of people look at you on YouTube and they're like, oh, they have over 20,000 subscribers. They make lots of money. Yeah, no. So, I appreciate the support, and I know what it's like to have some favorite YouTube channels and to make posts and comments and it's never acknowledged. Sometimes I think some of those bigger channels, they kind of forget about that. You know, it's the viewers that make them something. So we are going to go and do reading your comments, and I'm going to say hi to each and every one of you and talk about your comments and give you all a shout out. So let's check it out here. Okay, this is for Hammer of Wrath. This was it was on the DVD. They're in like a rehearsal studio kind of thing happening here. All right. So, the Theo HOF 2204. These ladies have no competition. They're absolutely brilliant. They're here still with Miho, who gave us this band. For that, she'll always be gentle in my mind. Hope she's doing well. Absolutely. Great post. Thank you so much. Now it's all at, right? For your YouTube handles now. At Greg OM2HB. That's original bassist Miho there. There's also a proper concert video with a proper live audience of this show opener. Very cool. Thank you, Greg. We have 2 replies to that. Sal's talking. So he's having... when we get into these other conversations, I just let people have their chat, talk about it. At World Peace, okay? Lovebites, the Hammer of Wrath lyrics, okay? They post the lyrics to it. Amazing song. I have a live reaction on that one coming for you guys very soon. If I haven't posted already. God, don't get old, guys. Okay? I really appreciate you posting that. It is an amazing song. Thank you so much, World Peace. Obud3777. The first part was a backing track with The Awakening. Yes, they did that as the opener for the DVD. They use it often as a show opener. Miho referred to Hammer of Wrath as a thrash metal song with some Arabic elements. All of their band members sang backward chorus together. Backing chorus backwards. Oh my god. It's often their opening track of their live set list, as it helps them to focus on their senses. From their first studio album, Awakening from the Abyss, you guys are watching going, what the hell is going on with this guy? Thank you so much, Bud. Appreciate it. At Lemon Force, that bored look is just Miyako's stage character, because I was saying she looks completely bored when she plays, even though she's amazing. If you can call it that, she always looks calm and cool and collected. I think it stems from her classical piano training, where they're trained to express their emotions through playing rather than their faces. Be a good question if we ever get to interview the band down the road, eh? I would let you ask them that question with me, Lemon Force. Thank you. Martin 76, okay. Comment between discussion between them. Lonnie Kramlik 6241. The guitarist that looks bored is Miyako. Okay, so they're saying that her bored look or stoic look is because she studied piano. I don't believe you've reacted to a song where she plays the keys yet. This is very true. This is very true, but you guys have mentioned that Chopin piece, and it's coming. Chopin, the Swan Song, yes, absolutely. At Boys You, The Awakening is the first part of the intro. Yes, exactly. This track is one of their thrashier songs, which is why you'll probably hear more early Metallica or Testament rather than Judas Priest or Iron Maiden. Yes, like you have mentioned, the studio stream was a way to say thank you to the fans during times because of COVID. COVID was quite the time, folks. All the tracks played here from the first LP, Awakening from the Abyss. And yes, please continue with the stream. You're in for a treat. I absolutely will. I absolutely will, my good friend. 142 Crisp. Or it's Chris P, not Crisp. Burden of Time is one of the best tracks from this DVD. Miyako really likes to show her virtuosity on it. Cool. Thank you, sir. At Flame of Uden 8447. Let's just make sure we're recording, because if we're not... Okay. First section. Okay. Awakening. Opening. The song is fire no matter where they play it. Yeah, absolutely. I think you said you like to listen to each new song a few times to let it sink in. If that is the case, I highly recommend checking out the Tokyo live version of The Hammer of Wrath. It has some iconic live action moments that you will enjoy and sell for yourself. We'll try Winds of Transylvania next if you need more Lovebite songs. So guys, sometimes when I do my recordings, sometimes I'll do a bunch of recordings and then I edit them. And I'm going to let you in on something. Once I realized what was going on, this is a DVD, whatever, I didn't know. Someone just posted a link but I also realized that last week, and I just remembered at the beginning of this video, I did a reaction to a live version of Hammer of Wrath, their first performance at Wacken. For some reason, did I not post that? I thought I posted that. Let's check. I guess I didn't. I have one huge SD card, and yeah. Sorry for the confusion. So we got a live one for Hammer of Wrath because, I like, although they look like they were playing live in the rehearsal studio, I wanted to do a live one to the song. So sorry for the confusion, but that's coming, okay? Okay, at J. Franco Drums. Awesome, this live DVD was played in celebration of the 3rd anniversary release of their first band, so the entire show is them playing the album in full and surprise cover at the end. Cool. The first part is the intro of The Awakening. Okay, fantastic band. Thank you, J. Franco Drums. And I'm going to take a step further. Let's check out your channel. Okay. Lovebites, Haruna in the studio. Okay. Well, Franco, I would love to see you play drums. Okay? So that's your channel. Let's go back here. What's going on? Sorry. My really annoying intro there. At Unlucky_CD, that's Miho, the old bassist and founder of the band. Lovebites is my drug for the last 5-something years. I've loved everything I've heard so far. The band is, I feel kind of bad because I also recently did a reaction to Bandmade, which all of you were telling me about. And they were really good, but I had Lovebites in my head. So Bandmade are really good, but they're very different from Lovebites. And sometimes when I'm doing a reaction, I take it all in and I'm paying attention. And Baby Metal too. Those were good bands in their own way. I Lovebites, man. They were just awesome. I really love the virtuoso playing and the solos and stuff, guys. That stuff really draws me in too. Okay. At Mr. Lovebitten. Lovebites originally wanted to play their first full album and it's entirely in front of a live crowd for the anniversary of their debut album, but could not due to the pandemic. So they decided to stream it from the studio, seen here. But not everyone was able to see it, so Lovebites decided to sell a copy of this performance on DVD and Blu-ray. Only those people who ordered a copy within a few weeks' time limit got one. Oh, very hard to get a copy. Okay, gotcha. That's the cool thing with Blu-rays, when you get all the special features and stuff. When you get the DVD, it doesn't sometimes have as much, and then you get the Blu-ray, it seems to have a lot more to it. At Rick Dale, 7813, Rick has posted on a bunch of my videos. I really appreciate the support, Rick. Thank you. Midori and Miyako remind me of cross between Holt and Hunolt from Exodus. Okay, now we must talk. Love Exodus. I did a video last year talking about the Wall of Death in Exodus. Rob Dukes was singing. But I also interviewed Rick Hunolt earlier this year. It was actually on the day Paul Bailoff died, the date of his death, February 2nd. And, I love Gary Holt and Rick Hunolt's playing from Exodus. And it was an amazing interview if you go back and check it out. And there's a really weird point in the interview where out of the blue, Rick Hunolt says to me, "You're a great guitar player, Brian." And I there's like a few seconds, like I'm doing an interview, I have to be able to bounce back quick, but I'm kind of like, this is one of my kind of guitar idols giving me the ultimate compliment, and it just threw me for a loop. And I said, thank you so much, or whatever. But he said, no, I've seen it with my own. Obviously, he's watched some of my videos and stuff, but it was quite the feeling getting that compliment from one of your heroes. If you get a chance, go back and check out that interview, as well as Gilbert and Bouillet from Racer X. So I am a huge Racer X fan, big influences. Bruce Bouillet as much as Paul Gilbert. In the late 80s, early 90s, really, I wore out my tapes of Racer X, especially Second Heat and the live one. And, you know, I did the unmistakable mistake that we've all done. I lent out 97, where I worked. I lent out, I had the cassette for the live, Racer X Live, and I lent it to a guy I worked with, and he never returned it. Mark Gravel, I got your number, buddy. Okay? And yes, Haruna, the drummer's world-class badass. Absolutely she is. Great post as always, Rick. Really appreciate the support. Chris Nieschlerberg, 4676. Keep them coming. I can never get enough Lovebites. Thank you. Appreciate it, Chris. At user LR3K, that sounds like a peptide, man, that bodybuilders and powerlifters use, or athletes. Thanks for the reaction. These are the first two tracks. We talked about the tracks. During the concerts on this track, they went on stage. Okay, that was October 25th, 2020. Okay, it was time to coincide with the 3-year anniversary. Okay, excellent. Okay, well, I'm still new into the Lovebites thing, and the first few songs I've done are pretty thrashy with amazing solos. Iron Maiden and Priest are great. But Lovebites is pretty heavy. What I've seen so far, so a lot of people are saying, okay, well, with time you'll see why Priest and Iron Maiden are a big influence. Okay, cool. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Anyone who takes the time to write out long posts like that, I really do appreciate. You're educating me. Thank you so much. At Faint Smile 88. 1988 was quite the year. I was in grade 10. Lovebites have indeed created a craving. The intro is The Awakening. Thank you. Metal Mark 1214. This is actually The Awakening, The Hammer of Wrath from the Abyss 2020. They start playing instruments from the Hammer of Wrath. That's Miho, the former bassist. My favorite version of this is the live version, live at Zepp Dover City. Okay, people have mentioned that before. I always prefer live performances better, folks. Like 98% of all my reactions are going to be to live performances. 2% to actual audio. For reasons I've explained before. Excellent post. Thank you so much, Metal Mark. I really appreciate it. At Myth Steps 7893, with their many and varied influences, along with their dedication to evolving classic metal, their songs evoke vibes of those influences without being chained or limited by them. A fusion that many call simply Lovebites metal. Okay, talks about the bassist. I would suggest the live 2021 version of Shadowmaker. Shadowmaker, that's come up a lot, so you know that's coming. Thank you. Myth Steps. At 45 Us PHK, amazing. The live version is way better because of the crowd. I agree. The vibe energy is amazing, but you're right. They are addicting. I never thought of that way until you said it. I can't get enough of them. I guess I have to accept that Lovebites is my drug. Keep up the great work. You rock. Aw, thank you so much, man. You know, YouTube, I could tell you guys the stories of my life. You know, I've had about 10 years of my life that could be something out of a Hollywood movie. But when I really started working on this channel, I consider it to be August 12th, 2021. You know, sometimes a lot of people, a lot of potential YouTubers, they don't do a channel, or there's a lot of negative connotation in the comments and stuff. Yeah, you know, my channel is growing, so I get my share of that, but, you know, there's so many awesome people out there around the world. It's amazing. You know, you post this video, and you have people around the world watching and taking the time to watch and comment. It still blows me away. I just can't get over it. At Bill Ozzy 5760, the first song I heard from Lovebites, but it's from 2020 Live. I listened to the second, the third, listened to all of them, and they didn't have a song. Yeah, I can already tell. There's probably not going to be a song that I don't like from this band. But time will tell. One of the bad things about doing reactions in your channel, although I do more than just reaction, folks. If you play guitar, check out some of my guitar lesson videos. I've been a guitar instructor for 30 years, professional musician. And I also do interviews, okay? It's pretty quiet on the interviews lately because, you know, I think everyone's touring right now in the nice weather. But more to my channel than just reaction videos. But when you do reactions, when you get into a band like I have with Lovebites, you can't go and just listen to all Lovebites music, because then if you do a reaction to a song, you've already heard it. So for me, I'm, you know, Breaking the Wall, you know, Set the World on Fire, and Hammer of Wrath are the ones that I'm listening to right now. Okay, J Metal Lover. They are like a drug, and I need more. Truer words were never spoken about Lovebites. This was a live stream, okay, so he tells us the history of it. By the way, bassist here, me. Okay, excellent. Steve Harris is writer, so the bass player for Iron Maiden. Okay, cool. Thank you so much, J Metal Lover. I really appreciate it. Again, okay, you guys. I'm going to let you guys have your own conversation there. When someone makes a post and then people comment underneath, I consider that your own conversation, but I'll still like it and whatever. David Tormashi 9988. Thunder Vengeance is another great thrash song with a great intro to the beginning of the 2020 concert. Cool. Nasi 232323. Well, they did do a great cover of Painkiller by Judas Priest too. Check it out. I will. Love Painkiller. Love Judas Priest. CRU 575. They closed the set with a cover of Halloween's Eagle Fly Free. And incidentally, Miyako the Dark. Okay, she's releasing an EP this month of piano pieces, including her take on that song. She wasn't always so poker faced. Sometimes I wonder if she's got some sort of arrangement with Midori to accentuate the contrast. If you watch her performance of Spellbound, she can be very different. Okay, cool. Okay, so you have a reply there. So I have another little conversation going. From Adori DL5HZ. David Tamashi, The Awakening is an intro piece by Miyako. This is set up better context for the 2020 concert. Okay, excellent. Okay, thank you, David. We have a sub conversation going on there. I'll let you guys have that conversation. Okay. Alan Hewling, 598 or 598. Like a drug for sure. Seems I need an intake of some of their music every day. I do know what that's like, though. We're talking about Miyako here because she looks bored, but I know what it's like, especially when you're on stage and you have to play really technical music and you really have to focus on what you're doing. So sometimes you kind of forget. It's kind of like when you're doing a reaction to an amazing song and you get so sucked into it, you forget you're doing a reaction video. But she's a music ultra nerd in a good way with the band. The song live is really good. Okay, excellent. Enjoying this Lovebites journey of discovery with you and appreciate your perspective. That means a lot. Thank you so much, Alan. Really appreciate it. Okay. At Besavi Yonan. Okay, if I pronounce your names wrong, I'm very sorry. 9520. I love this group, especially Miyako. They're just so superior with their skills. They are. This group should be watched, not just listened to. This is dope, as you mentioned, and one that needs to be seen over and over again. Please excuse my bad English. You know what, my friend? Your English is probably better than mine, and English is my first language. That's just how it is. Okay, but I appreciate you, watching my channel and supporting it. It really means a lot to me. At Sunlight 1890, they are always at the top of my list. Lovebites. In the deep of night. At Lucky Luciano 20. You've been reacting to their thrashier songs. Okay, that's why I hear more of a thrash song. Okay, that makes sense. But yeah, even their more power metal sounding songs, which we'll get to, still have a bit of thrashy sound in them. I'll note the influence of Priest and Maiden. But their sound is Lovebites. No, they aren't a copy of anyone or anything. That's what we are. We're all just, all have our own influences, and it's all blended up in a blender, right? Asami, the singer, is the ingredient that makes Lovebites have this. Yeah, she's amazing. And, I really saw her, more of her technical ability. She was great in the other songs, but this one was just awesome. Yep, absolutely. Okay. So what I do, Lucky Luciano, I really appreciate people that make the longer posts. I read them and then I go back and I read them. But for my recording, just, I try and be as sensitive as I can to people in their time. So I try and keep my videos as short as I can. But I really appreciate this, what you posted, because it helps educate me. At Ulf Harold Jensen. I Need More. Allow me to suggest Swan Song. Any pick is a hit and the band is okay. Thank you so much, Ulf. Appreciate it. At Guy Gurley 2411, I'll recommend Black Pentagram by Unlucky Morpheus, since they're probably got my pen, I'm going to write that down. At Guy Gurley. Black Pentagram. Unlucky Morpheus. Okay, cool. Now you have a sub conversation going on below, which I'll let you guys discuss. Okay, and as we go here to Chris 06719. As others have mentioned, this band co-founder Miho on bass. You haven't seen the new bassist Fami yet. She joined in October 2022. That's less than a year ago. Cool. Try the music videos for Stand and Deliver, Shoot 'Em Down, or Judgment Day. Okay, cool. Great post, Chris, as always. Thank you. At Sin 3, this classical pianist is good at playing the guitar, isn't she? She sure is, my friend. All right. Paul Reed, 4886. Never seen this version. Obviously, in COVID time. The live versions of their songs are always the best, so the vibe with the audience, it was still awesome to watch. They are a drug in a great way. At Wormish, some Japanese bands, old and new, take your pick. Band made, so he lists a whole bunch of different, I've heard, we're going to get through some of these, artist bands. I've heard a lot about the Japanese metal bands for years. I've had friends tell me about them. Sadly, I never checked them out. If you guys understood the history of probably the past 10 years of my life, you'd understand. Crazy. I'll get into that more, in my videos. But I was a huge fan of Loudness back in the 80s when I was just starting, in the mid-80s, when I was just getting my first guitar and starting to noodle with it. I was noodling. A few years, tried to teach myself. I was absolutely god-awful before I took formal lessons and I started with a really good teacher, which I'm always thankful for. But Loudness with Akira Takasaki on guitar. But I appreciate you taking the time, Wormish, and writing all this out. I will go through them. We will get to them, believe me. We've already added Bandmade and Baby Metal, who I've heard about quite a bit. Keelan Nuard, 213. That's Miho, the former bassist. They produce many songs in various metal genres. Maybe you've been recommended to their thrash numbers. Still a lot to go. Anyways, thanks to both you and Sal. Absolutely, Sal Saucedo is a friend. He's a Patreon, and he's made some great suggestions. And, a Flore 2000. Haha, the show. I became a Lovebites fan, right? Okay, so he talks about everyone ordering and getting a copy of this. Looks like you got an unofficial copy, too. I think but that's the tough thing, right? Like, I didn't know. But when you have these different reaction channels and they're doing a reaction, especially if the channels are growing, it's helping promote the band. Really, that's what it comes down to. Because I can tell you, as a reaction channel, I don't do just reaction, folks, but that's what I get most of my views from. We don't make really any money, and I did a breakdown video of that a few weeks ago. You can go back and check. Okay, so really, and if the videos are monetized, it's the copyright holders get that income. We don't. Okay, I talk about that in detail in that video I posted a few weeks back. Okay, great post, my friend. Great post. Mauricio Rodriguez 500. Great reaction, sir. If you can check the song "Liar" of the studio concert, it's like you're hearing a new and fresh Maiden song. Keep it coming, I shall. Guitarzan 5999. Miyako is playing her signature V. Unfortunately, by losing her lawsuit with Gibbs. The Dean Gibson lawsuit. Yes, okay, I'm following you. Dean can no longer legally produce it. Miyako is a Dean ambassador artist in Japan. So, I am not sponsored by any companies, okay? So if you watch like my guitar lessons, some of my shred videos and stuff, I have a Dean. I have a Dean 7-string. It's the Rusty Cooley Xenocide. It's an amazing guitar. I did a review of it. I've actually had Rusty on my show and done an interview. I like it a lot. I like Jackson guitars. Ibanez. I have some of my Ibanez. I've made videos about some of this stuff. I have a Schecter guitar that's great too. Maybe down the road I'll be sponsored by a guitar company. Some people have been sponsored for far less of a following than what I have. What company do you think I should go with? Or talk to? Okay, so Guitarzan, you have a sub conversation going. It does look interesting, but I don't like to get into the sub conversation because it's kind of like a conversation between you guys. Okay, but you guys are talking about the different guitar shapes and stuff. I'll be upfront and honest with you guys. I am not a Les Paul guy. I'm not an Explorer guy. I am a Strat or a V guy. So, anyway, at Yazi9496, I'm addicted to Lovebites. Aren't we all? At 777 Phoebe, You've only reacted to the thrash song. So a lot of you are pointing that out to me. Most of the catalog is closer to the power metal, new wave of British heavy metal than thrash. So they sound like Maiden more often than they sound like Slayer Testament. But sounding like Slayer Testament, I love those bands, man. I love Bay Area thrash. After doing 3 of their thrash songs, you should have a look at something different. I recommend A Frozen Serenade. Okay. Now, I don't like reacting to the videos. I do like reacting to live performances. Jesus. Okay. All right. This teaches me to click on links when I'm doing a recording, eh? Okay, where are we here? But I appreciate you, Phoebe, posting that link, and we will look into it. At user, another number here. Welcome back, and thank you for doing this reaction to Lovebites again. Good choice, bro. Lovebites rock. Thank you so much. User ZR4XC3YT6Q. How do you remember that? Okay, next one. At Scoob KQ7MS. He talks about Miyako. She's not bored. No, but it's cool that she looks bored when she's playing. Okay, he talks about her being a pianist. We talk about her facial expressions. In Miyako's case, her emotions are expressed through her fingers. Cool. I've played and worked for bands where, when I would focus on a technical part, I'd get in trouble for not smiling and jumping around and doing the stage presence thing. So, anyway. She has resting Miyako face. Okay, A. Flory. At Boki1693. This is actually the first time I saw this version. Judgment Day or Stand. Okay, cool. At 6 to 5, they do definitely have some songs that are more like Judas Priest and Maiden. But so far, you've seen a lot more of their thrash side. Both sides are amazing, so it's hard to go wrong. Thank you. Appreciate it. At Steve Kane, 6377. If you guys ever wonder what I'm doing there when you see me stand up and sit back down, my mirrorless Canon can only record for 29 minutes. There's a reason for it. We won't get into that, though, okay? So let's go back here. Steve Kane, 6377. 6377. I've been a metalhead since 81. Cool, man. The first metal album I bought was Killers from Maiden with Paul Di'Anno on vocals. Would love to have this Lovebites DVD, but it's way too expensive now if you can find one. I just picked up their Daughters of the Dawn, 5 of a Kind, and Heavy Metal Never Dies Blu-rays. Also got the new Judgment Day. Another great Japanese band you need to check out is Nemophilia. Nemophilia. I just picked up their new... There's so many Philias out there that... I just picked up their new Blu-ray also. Cool, man. Appreciate it, Steve. We're going to get to all those bands, okay? We're in this for the long haul, my friend, okay? I appreciate you taking the time to watch the video and comment. Love it, especially from someone who's been around for a while. I appreciate everyone's opinion, but it's a good perspective you got there. David Herzrud, 5139. Mio is the old bassist here, okay? 3-year anniversary of the first album. Intro's Awakening. Family plays in the new album. Okay, excellent. Great reaction. Thank you so much, David. I'm not one of these reactors who's going to do backflips off the chair and act really silly, although sometimes I do. My humor isn't for everybody. But, some people like my, perspective. My good friend, Ed7501. Now, Ed is a longtime friend. He's a Patreon, big supporter of the channel, and he is a master grappler, man. If you need Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu lessons and you're in the Hong Kong area, he can do a triangle choke so good, he doesn't even need a protractor to do it. That joke was bad. Okay? So, these girls are amazing, and I'm not even a metalhead. It's cool. The video for Golden Destination features them on their UK tour opening for Dragon Force. Cool vid from 2020. Yeah, I just dove into the rabbit hole like I did with Polyphia and Ren, all because of this channel. You're a good man, Ed. Love you, Ed. Ed is awesome. Lois Flamus. My take is they're top metal band out of Japan. They're awesome. They are awesome. Amazing. And I thought there was another reaction video of them that I recorded last week that I thought I posted and I didn't. So that one's going to be up in the next day or two. And no, this is not the new bassist. This is Mio, okay? We'll talk about Mio. Thank you, old bud. 077 Phoebe. This concert, Miyako, please go. And, okay, Burden of Time. Excellent. I will check that out, Phoebe, I promise, okay? At 785 Uli, Slayer. This is the best metal band ever. They're 5 virtuos. Yes. They are amazing, okay? Some people might say I'm a virtuoso. I never say that. But, yeah. So from one pseudo old virtuoso to potential virtuoso to 5 actual virtuosos. They are virtuosos. At Garant and Burek 2000, you should listen to the Swan Song. Excellent, because she shreds the piano and guitar on that one. That is legendary, and I haven't even seen it yet, but we will react to that one soon. At Handika 4530, the reason they include a little taste of the previous band because they want us to remember songs and bands we might forget. To be honest, it's really hard to make really clean music without a bit of influence from the predecessors. That's true. Great post. Veg to Rabbit. Oh my God, that's awesome! I love that. Some of your YouTube. I was reading something about Japan because he says Japan here. Some of your YouTube handles are hilarious, and the pictures you have. Another great Japanese artist is Kanami Tono. She's the lead guitarist and composer for Bandmade. Yes, we did our first Bandmade reaction last week. This one is more one that I didn't know. I will listen to more before I make my opinion, but I think I will like. Thanks for the discovery. Thank you. Okay, I'm so sorry. I just read 2 comments at the same time. Here's our latest instrumental track from now on at YouTube. Okay, thank you so much, Veg to Rabbit. At Ponce Des B4919, I already read your comment just now. Sorry for the mix-up, but I appreciate you watching and commenting. My good friend at Miss Luna's Speech. Love Miss Luna's Speech. I'm tempted to say right song, wrong version. Well, this is still a great performance. Live concert in January 2020 in front of an enthusiastic audience. We have one coming up. Reaction to that. Others have already posted a link to it in some of the comments here, and it was also the version which several people had suggested in the comments to your previous Lovebites reaction. So we have another live reaction to Hammer of Wrath coming soon. Okay, and Miss Luna's Speech, I am intrigued. It would be cool to meet you sometime. I'm not saying to do this, but what I like to do on my Patreon is we'll have some Zoom meetings where I get to meet everyone face to face and talk there and talk more. And you're someone I would like to meet sometime. You are quite fascinating, as I find all of you here who comment. Thank you again on this absolutely awesome post about Mio's hair matching the Ride the Lightning shirt. So where was I? I was at a grocery store last week, and I was at a gas station. We have filled up the vehicle. My partner was inside at the cash, and this guy walks by, this couple, and he had a Ride the Lightning t-shirt, and I just looked at him. He looked at me, and I just went, amazing album. Athlanan, funny you say that you hear Bay Area thrash in this. The song screams Anthrax. Okay, so I love Anthrax too, especially the classic lineup, as you mentioned, Belladonna, Ian Spitz, Benante, and Bello. And this song could easily, yeah, I could see it. Among the Living, kind of a little bit influenced, yeah. They are an amazing band. Great post. Eric Darlington, 2332. IU is amazing. She's my 3rd favorite young guitarist after Miyako and Midori. Cool. They mostly do power metal, symphonic metal, prog metal. They have thrashy tracks like the one you were mentioning, the ones you were reacting, and some others. The last 3 albums are more power prog. Angra, the Brazilian power prog band, is one of the biggest influences on Lovebites sound. I have heard Angra in the past. I'm not super familiar with them. I get a lot of requests for them, so we'll have to look into that. Kiko Loureiro, who is Megadeth's lead guitar player, was in Angra. Great post as always. Mega Hogzilla, baby metal was the gateway drug. Now I'm sucked into bands like Lovebites and Nemophila. Okay. Omer Vandenbelt. I'm a hardcore addict to this band. You and me both, my friend. Dree Guy. Okay, another great post here. Another suggestion. Please do the best you can to retain their pristine mix. So the whole thing with the compression and everything, so with my recording software, usually it's relatively close. Once in a while I'll get a few people say, oh, it sounds compressed, it's that. I do the best I can, but for the price I pay for my recording software, every couple of months, we'll see if we can tweak it. Great post. DG3258, lots of comments, so I'll keep it short and responding to what you should react to next. Frozen Serenade Live. Okay, a few people have mentioned that one. Thank you for posting the link. At Greesh Esquire, OG bassist Mio here Okay. Lovebites are Dragon Force with melodies. I mentioned the comparison to Dragon Force in a good way. You know, it's nothing. Miyako just singing. I should have asked Miho Mayo write this one so I could play keys at the same time. Cool. Brad Chambers, 2354, Winds of Transylvania Live is awesome. You will be enthralled. It is a hard song, lots of stuff going on in it. Cool. Thanks, Brad. Alec Hiddell, my good friend. Alec, I love his posts. He comments on several of my videos. Hi, Brian. The intro is awakening. Excellent. I missed it being at the gig the night before. He's talking about their second gig back from hiatus in March. But hey, who's complaining? I think you said new bassist. No, definitely it was Miho. Okay, so I totally agree with you that the Iron Maiden similarities are overplayed by many, but they can sometimes sound really Maiden-esque when they're doing a gallop. Da-da-dun, da-da-dun, da-dun. The triplet, da-da-dun, da-dun. You hear it in metal all the time. Which is quite often. Yes, because it's a limited release. He talks about the DVD. 10 times the retail price on Yahoo Auction. Oh. It's the only thing missing from his collection. Well, I'll keep my eye out for a copy. Okay? At Dr. Herkner Eula, 43, Lovebites is a drug. Very addictive one, I agree. At Obud3777, next Lovebite song, Today is the Day live. I have another reaction one coming out. It is live to the Hammer of Wrath at the Vakken. Their first appearance at Vakken, and it smokes. I thought I posted it last week. At Zabria Bubakar 5982. Best heavy metal band in the world is now Lovebites. Best hard rock band in the world is now Band-Aid. Best rock metal and cover band in the world is now Nemophila. Best three-piece metal band in the world now is Asterism. Okay, cool. I have heard the names of these bands. I did a reaction to Band-Aid last week. Nemophila is coming up. Asterism too. Okay. At Eat My Life, the TV show. 2 songs aren't enough to represent all their influences. No, I agree. At Eddie G 430, I never heard of these girls until a week ago and I can't get enough. I agree. At Greg OM2HB, I'm an original Bay Area thrash fan in the Bay Area. Love it, Greg. Love it. Did you check out my interview with Rick Hunolt from Exodus and Phil Demmel from Violence just a few months ago. And I love Bay Area thrash. Testament is probably my favorite. Alex Skolnick, who I have been in touch with. He's got a lot on his plate right now, but we're hoping to have him on for an interview sometime this year. Greg, that I really think that's really cool that you're from the Bay Area. I appreciate your post here. It'd be cool to talk more sometime. It is on my bucket list to go to the Bay Area. I know all those clubs aren't there anymore, but I would like to go see where the Omni was, see where the Stone was, go see where Ruthie's Inn was. I know they're not there anymore, but it's just, for me, that's on my bucket list. That's definitely something I'd like to do for sure. He's talking about the band. You might enjoy watching your appearance along with Midori on Rock Fujiyama, where they talk and play with Marty Friedman and Rolly. Cool. Thank you so much for posting that, Greg. I will definitely give it a listen for sure. Love Marty Friedman, one of my favorites. If you go back to last August, quick little bit of Yes You Can Play Guitar trivia for you. My very first interview was with David Ellefson. And being a massive Megadeth fan most of my life, since the Peace Sells album anyway, it was very exciting to interview with him. I got a lot of good reviews on the interview. I tested positive for COVID the day before. I was so sick when I interviewed him. And in the intro, there's a part where I do the really tricky part from the Tornado of Soul solo, and I am so drugged up and sick. Drugged up not on recreational drugs, meaning medication drugs for my COVID, which I had. Just thought you might want to check it out. Okay? Love your post, Greg. Thank you so much. At Ratov X, they are not inspired by Dragon Force. Yes, they are. If you could, I talked about this before. The way they use their trills with the pick, the way they harmonize their solos, some of the speed and the beats of the songs. There's definitely a Dragon Force influence there. Not that I want to argue with you. I appreciate you taking the time watching and commenting, but it's there. Both Lovebites and Dragon Force are inspired by all the same old power metal bands like Angra, Halloween, and many others. Also, yes, they do have thrash prog inspiration as well. Great post, love it. At Garage Years, not the new bass player, okay? Why did the old bass player leave, by the way? Fami is the new bass player. Miyako, genius, then you ask yourself when you see, yeah. You're dead on with the not Iron Maiden or Judas Priest. I grew up with both those bands, and yes, they have dual guitar players, but the rest, no. They're rocking their own thing, man. Yeah, there's some influences there, but Dragon Force being one of them, but it doesn't matter. They're amazing. Chad the Dragon Lord, love Chad's posts. FYI in your description, that's not the link to. Okay, so normally I wait before I answer any of the comments until I do one of these videos, if the video has over 1,000 views and over 50 comments. I saw Chad's post and I went into that right away because I had the wrong link posted in the original video in the description. I really appreciate that, Chad. Awesome. Marcin Papawaski, 81.99. The next song is Warning Shot, Kick-Ass Piece. Okay, thank you. Pit Daddy, you should watch the video Lovebites playing with Dragon Force. I will. It's all in the master plan, my friends. I appreciate everyone being very patient and subscribing and supporting the channel. As this is going to be a long haul, folks. This is not going to be like 2 songs and then that's it. Okay, at hiawatha.g. No need to apologize for citing influences. What I meant was when I said that is, it's like what we talked about before about Dragon Force. There's a Dragon Force influence. Sometimes with metals and metal purists and metal fans, I want to word this right. I have contacted Herman Lee. I'd love to have him on my show. I love his program. They are a talented band. Some people might say that they're a little cheesy, a little bit of this and that, or whatever. But they're technically really good musicians, and they kind of did a little bit of their own thing, and they influenced some other bands. So what I meant was, I'm apologizing because I'm saying I've noticed that Dragon Force is a little bit of an influence on Lovebites, but I mean that in a positive way, not a negative one. Okay, their genius is knowing how to make the most of those influences. Great post, Hiawatha. Okay, at Phoenix CI7IX, Miho, Miho, Mio, Glory to Lovebites. Great band. At Theo Dupreez, Mr. YYCPG, as a 61-year-old South African music lover. I am kind of neutral with regards to the US, UK versus the rest of the world polemic when it comes to rock and metal, but I can safely say that you're on the right track with my favorite Japanese women, who are, by the way, in their late 20s, if not 30 or 31. The band was started by Haruna, the drummer, who's frickin' amazing, she's a machine, and Miho, bassist. Asami, the vocalist, actually a ballerina, wow, and sang R&B and soul before being drafted into Lovebites. Okay. Midori Tatamatsu, a purple ESP, is a bodybuilder. She's in great shape. She's not on the juice, though. No judgment. You gotta do what you gotta do to survive. Yeah, buddy! That's my Ronnie Coleman impersonation, okay? Aside from shredding and Miyako Watanabe, she related to Ken Watanabe. He's one of my favorite actors. Love Letters from Iwo Jima. Love The Last Samurai. Okay. Okay. Anyone regardless of gender, nationality, or age cut audition, okay, they sell for Fami since the end of last year. Yes. Great. Theo, I really appreciate your post. At Andrew Vidmar 3488. In case you didn't know, it's funny you mentioned Herman Lee and Dragon Force since Lovebites toured with him. Yes. Okay. At Mike, my 4PX. I just came across this band this week. I think their best song is actually the last song, Stand Deliver. The vocals on the chorus remind me of Priest, Judas Rising. But Lovebites' song is better. Okay, cool. And you have a sub-conversation, which I will leave between you folks. At Marks 5451, why didn't you do the version from Zep Diversity show, not the bassist here? Okay. In the plans, my friend. At Emil Kostov 6271, this is Mio, the old bassist. Okay, thank you, Emil, appreciate it. My good friend, Sal Saucedo. Okay, Sal's a friend, he's a Patreon, supports my channel, as you all do. This live studio segment was in celebration of the first album, Awake from Abyss. Okay. Halloween song, Eagle Fly Free at the end. The entire album is phenomenal and showcases the many styles and genres they play. Later on, you will see why many references Lovebites to Judas Priest and Maiden. But for now, this is one of their thrash metal songs, and they do have several. Continue on as a DVD, for sure. Sal was the one that recommended this to me, and I thought it blew me away. Okay, great suggestion, Sal. At Kirkpatrick 6352. No, that is the original. Okay, got that. Lee Mohan 4352. The next song after this one is Warning Shot. Chad the Dragon Lord, not the new bassist. Found me just started in October 2022. This is from 2020. Cool. At Half Flurry 2000. I'm glad I'm not playing a drinking game for every comment that has said this is Miho. When it comes to drinking, my friends, I'm the cheapest date ever. Like a half a can of beer, I'm done. At Emmanuel Canary 7813, Lovebite rules, cool. At Dre Guy, Lovebite's band name is one word. Yes, I have incorporated that. At Black Owl 83, that is Miho, okay. At Rick Strauser 9278, I prefer this type of reaction. Thanks, Rick. I know I'm not for everybody, but some people like my perspective, and that's cool. David RMC 3524, Lovebites. Okay. At Zeplica 2004, I think you're hooked with the ladies. You're not first and will not be the last. I agree. At Judas Priest 9597, live. OMG. It's coming. At David at David Misa Cook. Miho, okay. At Killer Mongero, are you Canadian? Yes, I am. What made you guess? Tell me what it's all about. At Kino OM9LX, cool. Kino's commented on other ones before. At Alex Ander Richter 9740. Well, that's a very bad version. Live version is much better. Got a live version coming, Alex. I'll let you guys have your discussion here. Jason Dante. This is not the new bassist. Okay. All right. I appreciate that, Jason. I appreciate you watching and commenting. At Samuel Gonzalez 9512. Haruna the drummer. It's magnificent. She is a machine. Amazing. Guys, thank you so much. This is my way of saying thank you. I appreciate you guys supporting the channel and commenting. And you know what? I want to give each and every one of you a shout out. So that was over 150 comments. I appreciate you guys. I always want to take the time to do that. All right. So we have another live Lovebites reaction coming soon, my friends. Recorded last week. Okay. Now, remember, practice hard, but practice smart. No excuses. Remember to hit subscribe. If you want, check out my Patreon. We'll see you soon.